Dear followers and subscribers, hello and welcome again in a new video on my channel, The Quick English Channel. In this video, I will speak about reported speech. How do we report speech? Or how do we transform speech from direct to indirect? So what is reported speech? Simply, reported speech is when you take what someone said and you report it to another person who is absent. So in order to change speech from direct to indirect, we need to make some changes. All right, let's have a look at these changes. So we have three main points. Let's start with the first point here. So the first point is the use of the introductory verb. An introductory verb is a verb that we use to introduce what we want to say. All right, and then number two is that we make or we change tenses. Of course, we need to change the tense. All right, and the rule said go backward in time. So we all the time go backward, not forward, of course. Let's move now to the next. So the third point is making some changes in time and place. So let's start with the first thing, which is the introductory verb. And of course, we have many introductory verbs. Let's have a look at some of them. Of course, we have many, but only some of them are widely used or commonly used. So most of the time you will find said and told or told me. Okay, so she told me. Also we have they explained, she informed her, or I pointed out, she added, he claimed, she whispered, and they thought. Okay, so you can use one of these introductory verbs to introduce what you want to say or what you want to report. Okay, let's move now. Okay, next. So let's move to the second point, which is the changing of the tenses. And the rule said that we usually go backward in time. So if you have the present simple, then you should go to the past simple or the past continuous. If you have the present perfect, then you should go for the past perfect, okay, past perfect simple or the past perfect continuous. It depends on what tense you have. All right, now if you have the past simple or continuous, you need to change into past perfect simple or continuous. All right, and then next, and the most simple one, if you have the future simple, will plus infinitive, you change it into would plus infinitive. That's very easy. Let's move now to the third point that we have, which is the changes that we need to make when we transform speech from direct to indirect. So can changes into could, and will changes into would, of course. Is, and are changes into was and were. And then we have, has, or had. All of them, they change into had. Okay, so you can see here. And was and were, they change into had been. Okay, that's very simple. All right, let's move now. Now, these, they do not change. Okay, so we don't change them. We don't make any change when we have verb plus ing. When we have verb plus ing, there is no need to change the form verb plus ing. All right, and then don't change the past participle. If you have past participle in the sentence, in the direct sentence, put the past participle in the indirect sentence as well. Okay, and then, okay, to plus infinitive, if you have to plus infinitive, or if you have bare infinitive. Bare infinitive is an infinitive without to. Okay, that's good. Let's move now to the changes that we need to make in time and place. Okay, so changes in time and place. All right, we have this and these. This and these in the reported speech, they changes into that or those or the. Okay, so whenever you have these in the direct speech, when you report, you change them into that, those, or these. So remember that this is equivalent to that, and these is equivalent to those, because they represent the plural, and this and that represent the singular. Okay, so now when you have here, you change this into there. Okay, so you change it into there. And when you have now, you change this into then. Okay, when you have today, you change it into that day, that day. So today, that day. And then when you have this evening, so as you can see here, this changes into that. So we need to change also this into that here, and we say that evening. Okay, and then tonight changes into that night. Very simple as well. Okay, just remember these because they're very important. All right, so let's move now next to the next thing. So yesterday changes into the previous day, so other changes, or the day before. Last week changes into the previous week. So whenever you have last changes into the previous. For example, if you have last day changes into the previous day, okay? Or yesterday changes into the previous day. Or when you have last year changes into the previous year, okay? So tomorrow changes into the next day or the following day. So you either use the next or the following. Okay, so two choices. Next year changes into the following year. So whenever you have next, use following. Okay, next week, the following week. Next year, the following year. Okay, let's move now. So now it's time for some practice. And remember that today we only spoke about statements, okay? We have another lesson in which we will speak about questions, okay? We will speak about how to report questions. So let's look at these statements and try to put the right choice in its place. So Aunt Molly, so here we're reporting what Aunt Molly has said. So Aunt Molly said, and we have three choices, that loved read. We can't say that. Actually, you can say someone loved read. Doesn't mean anything. That she loves reading, all right? Or she loved reading, okay? So here, as we mentioned before, the rule says that when we move from direct to indirect, we go backward in time. So the use here is for the past simple and not for the present simple. So here we have present simple, she loves, and here we have past simple. Okay, so what we need to use here is, yes, that's the right answer. So she loved reading. Okay, that she loved reading. So we used the past simple. Okay, let's carry on. So she loved reading books, especially when. All right, we have three choices, especially when they have, or especially when they had, or especially when we had. All right, here we are speaking about books, which is plural, so we will omit we don't need it. So we either use they have or they had. Now, here again, we need to use the past. Why? We need to use the past because we are reporting. So the right answer is they had, okay? Next one, so they had such an exciting plot as this one, that one, or the one. This is very easy. As we said earlier, this is not used for in reporting. That is used for reporting. Okay, so we use that. Okay, so, and we get this sentence like this. Aunt Molly said she loved reading books, especially when they had such an exciting plot as that one. Good, let's move on. Let's move on to another example here. All right, another example. All right, another example here. Now, Brian said, okay, so we have an introduction here. We could have a look at this photo album. It's got all the photos Lucy took on her holiday. All right, so Brian said they could have, or we could have, or that they could have. Of course, we need to choose the second answer. Why? Because could, after could, we need the infinitive. We can't put a verb conjugated into the past after could, which is a modal verb. All right, so could here. Have a look at, here we have three choices, the, this, and these. We can't use these because we have a singular noun here. And we can't use this. Why we can't use this? Because this is used in direct speech. And so the right answer is the. Okay, so the photo album, and explained, and she explained, this is a reporting verb. Okay, so after the reporting verb, what do we need? It has, they had got, or that it had. Of course, we need it had, because it represents the past. Okay, all the photo Lucy on her holiday. So on all the photos Lucy taked or had taken, or has taken. Take, that's not correct because that's not the right form of the verb to take in the past. Had taken or has taken. Of course, we can't use the present. This is the present perfect and this is the past perfect. So, and the rule, as we said, we go back in time. So we need the past perfect. So the right answer is had taken. Had taken. So this is the sentence we get. Brian said we could have a look at the photo album and explain that it had all the photos Lucy had taken on her holiday. Okay, good. That's all we have for today's lesson. This was reported speech for statements. In the next lessons, we will have a look at how to report the questions. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one and more lessons on my channel, the Quick English channel. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again in a new video.